Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to yet another episode of Wit Petition. This one was recorded on the 15th of April with our dear friend Vyom Vyas. Listening to it again while editing made us realize that it's a huge rant about Karan Johar movies. So, enjoy. Now, on to the podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wit Petition. On today's episode, we have amongst us Vyom Vyas. Vyom, say hello.
What's up?
Hi, so good to have you here. Vyom is a fellow quizzer, fellow friend, and a lot many other things. But to give you a brief introduction, I will hand it over to Vyom. Vyom, why don't you introduce everybody? Phew, screw that. We'll have to edit this out. Vyom, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
First of all, what's a fellow friend?
A friend who is a fellow. All friends are fellows, right?
Oh, okay, that way. Sure. Uh, but I am Vyom. I live in Ahmedabad, and certain hosts on this podcast think that I don't live in Ahmedabad, apparently. And I just have very close relatives with whom I just live, whenever I wish to. But I'm an engineer. I work for uh, let's leave that part out.
Okay, okay, fair enough.
I'm an engineer,
All right.
right? I think that's enough of a description.
What are you? I
And
mean,
as
are
the
you 24, 25, or how?
I would be 25 at the time of
No, the
recording. Yes.
reason I ask you that, is Bharg and I today have a section that's called Aate Dal Ka Bhav Pata Chalna. Aate Dal Ka Bhav Pata Chalna, for everybody who's listening, is a very popular Hindi phrase, Hindi muhavra hai, which literally sort of tells you if you have started earning and started taking responsibilities of your household, and that's how you know that if you've adulted in the truest sense. So Bharg has a couple of questions. I have a couple of questions. I think that's going to be a great way to sort of segue you into the show. And we have two alternates. And for each question, you have to identify either the price or which one is expensive. In my case, I have two questions. You have to tell me which product is more expensive. Should I start?
Yeah.
Okay,
All
sure.
right. All right. Uh, how much do you think? How much do you think 100 grams packet of or container of Nescafe coffee costs? I'll give you three options. 100 grams of Nescafe coffee, 200 rupees, 290 rupees, or 300 rupees.
What kind of a messed up? At least do 280, 290, 300. Now I'm
It's
inclined
your
to
turn.
answer 200, right?
Whatever you
But
want. What's your answer?
I'm gonna say 180.
That was not even the option, but anyway, the correct answer. The correct answer is 290 rupees. A 100 grams bottle of Nescafe coffee is 290. So, congratulations.
Hey,
Aarti dal
acha,
ka to
you
pata.
say, acha, sorry. You were saying 100 grams. I was saying less than 100 grams. Yeah,
So
sorry.
I'll go next.
What a weirdo. Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
what is more expensive, a 1 kilo pack of Wagh Bakri tea or a 5 kg pack of Ashirwad Atta Select?
Oh shit. I know Wagh Bakri, but I don't know Ashirwad. Hold on.
Oh, now it explains why you don't know coffee prices. If you know tea prices, it's fine. Now I can excuse you.
Yes, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
and also
Fair,
who
fair.
drinks Nescafe? And there goes your audience.
Even
But
Never
I'm guessing this is Wagh Bakri.
That's right. And what do you think are the prices?
Hmm. What was it? Wagh Bakri 500 grams or 1
No,
kg?
one
Hey,
kilo,
Vyom,
1 kilo.
hurry up. This is a free Zoom call. We've not started making enough money that we can afford like a subscription of Zoom or something. So you better be quick.
I would say above 200. I'm not gonna give you a number,
No,
like
it is
precise
one.
number.
It is 380 rupees actually. 1 kilo pack of Wagh Bakri tea.
So it's proved, right, that I'm an adult. Can we please move on?
Okay, I'll do the next one. Next one is how much do you think? I think you should get this one. How much do you think a 290 grams Nutella jar costs? I'll not give you any options.
No, no, I do not like Nutella. So I would not.
I thought you'd be a
Okay.
bloody millennial. I thought, matlab, asking you rice and bananas, it's off.
We'll get to the millennial, proper millennial, Indian millennial stuff later on in the podcast, as you'll
Right.
realize.
ठीक है, cool.
Nutella does not define me.
Cool, fair enough.
I will send you Altaf Raja's Tum To There Pardesi's video.
Yes,
Okay.
you have.
And those are like those 8 minutes are magical. The song itself is a movie plot in itself. If you see the video, it's like you can legit make a 3-hour movie out of it.
Also, Tum To There Pardesi is a very appropriate song to hear when you are going back to home or going away from home.
Yes, precisely. They play Tum To There Pardesi in Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Anupam Kher plays it by mistake, right before their that happens. Trust me, I know that happens in Kuch Kuch Hota Hai for sure.
Now that is a great transition, a great segue into one of your passions, dissecting Karan Johar films. And I think I'll just open the floor to the two of you because I don't really remember that film.
I don't dissect the films and like it's not like a passion or something, but this is something I've been doing a lot since we've been under lockdown. So since I have a lot of time on my hands, I decide to watch every 3.5-hour movie made in early 2000s or late 90s with Karan Johar, Aditya Chopra, etc. And I mean, I'm not dissecting it, but sometimes some movies, I just have some questions and I try to find out why it is like that. But sometimes it's quite interesting. For example, I'll give you a great example is K3G or Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, right? And you have Hrithik Roshan with who just loses weight and transfers all his weight into additional thumb and grows up, right? Which is quite surprising considering the huge budget these movies have. You would usually spend some more money into finding a child actor who has at least a prosthetic extra thumb just for the, I don't know, plot consistency is what we call it. But yeah, there's little things like that. They irk me, and then I try to find out.
What a great plot hole! What a great plot hole!
Great plot hole, sure, yes, you can call it that. There are others as well. I mean, in K3G, they live in Delhi, and as you see the size of their house, and I have a theory that they have to live slightly near to Chandni Chowk because that's where Farida Jalal stays, right? And since she's the nanny, usually.
That is not.
Yes, not Farida Jalal in real life. Maybe she can. I mean, who are we to say? Maybe
is she even alive?
Yeah.
Yes, she is. I think last seen in 2018 in some movie, if I remember.
No, she's not. She's not alive. There is no way she's alive.
She is. She played someone's grandmother.
Everybody who looks old. Do you say this to everybody who looks old? I'm so scared of all the old people around.
Yeah.
Oh no, she is alive. She's only 71. She's not that old.
She's not.
She's only 71. And her birthday was just exactly a month ago, 14th of March. Happy birthday if you're listening.
Happy birthday, yes, to Daiji from K3G.
Harry Bona.
Or as they used to call her DJ, which I think is it was the time of DJs, right? Like in early 2000s, you used to have DJ as a nickname, right?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be cool at that time, at least. Probably is today, I don't know. But another thing, yes. So they live near. I'm assuming they have to live near Chandni Chowk because Farida Jalal has to commute to work, right? And I mean, I'm pretty sure they would not give allowance to her, travel allowance to her, if she lives really far off or something. So it does not make sense to have such a big house where you just have trees and all that, and you can land at least a helicopter and live near Chandni Chowk in the same, like, does not make sense to me, right? Why would you have this big mansion with like 400, 200 rooms and a helipad apparently? Okay, where have you seen a helicopter land in Delhi apart from the prime minister and president? And even they don't land in their house, right? It's usually IGI where the helicopter lands. So, I mean, if you have so much money to spend on big budget location, please spend it on getting child actors which have extra thumb or a prosthetic thumb for the child actor. Right? Another thing, I mean, I know I'm fixating on the thumb thing, but when Ritik plays cricket, if if they were if they were really consistent with the thumb thing, and if Ritik was really the actor in the cricket scene, I mean, you can always have stuntmen, but if we imagine just for a second that that's Ritik Roshan, what a pain would have been to wear the gloves, for like, come on, you have like, can you imagine the pain he's going through for his art? I mean, that's something. But yeah, so that's my thumbs up for K3G.
Now,
I'm so shook right now.
I know you have things to say about Kareena Kapoor's character, and I would like to open the floor once again for that. And do you? Hold on.
Well,
Hold on, Vyom, can you turn your phone to landscape mode? I'll make note of this for
can I?
you.
I can.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Uh, what do we talk about Kareena Kapoor's character in K3J? It's a great character in my opinion. A great secondary character which goes well with Ritik. But um, I don't know. I mean, come on, Kareena, like, stop rejecting white people. you know, you don't have to be rude to the English people just because they ruled us for 300 years. That's just wrong. But no, Karina's character, it's nice. I would say quite unnecessary wardrobe choices she makes. I would like to say. I mean, it's London, it's cold. We should not do that. I mean, Ritik does that as well, and I would advise everyone against that because there is a simple word called hypothermia, which happens when you are into too cold and you're not wearing anything. Uh, but yeah, more importantly, from Karina's character, I remember is whenever she enters, or for a matter of fact, whenever anyone enters a seat, usually in KCG, you will always have, wind coming on their face and like blowing their hair and things like that. I noticed it in other movies as well, but K3G overuses this. Like, to the point where Hrithik Roshan enters a house, Shah Rukh Khan's house, and his hair is flowing. So, like, इसके मुंह पे फूक कौन मार रहा है घर के अंदर? Like, who's doing it? And it's not like they have fans there. It's not in the shot. So where is the air coming from? Why is Shah Rukh Khan doing that to his own brother? So it's quite interesting how K3G overuses a lot of classic Bollywood tropes as well. Like, for example, whenever something shocking happens, lightning strikes. That's what we usually associate lightning with, right? Shock and so on. And it's okay if you have 2 or 3 lightning strikes in a movie. It does not if you have a million, which makes me worried about anyone who lives near their house, because anytime Amitabh Bachchan opens his mouth, there is a lightning strike and there is a chance someone is getting electrocuted in the neighborhood because of the lightning strike. So, uh, yeah, lightning strikes are overused in
You know
KTG.
what is another trope? Uh, of people not recognizing their close relatives in Hindi cinema.
Oh, yes.
Shah Rukh Khan
Yes,
in
yes, yes.
Rabbi Banati Jodi is able to convince his own wife that he's a different person just because he has shaved his mustache off. Shah Rukh Khan once again is not able to recognize his younger brother just because he has slimmed down and like become Hrithik Roshan. But still,
come on. I mean, his younger brother has turned into this hunk, right? I mean, if you have a younger brother and from going, having 60 kgs of weight at age 10 and then turning into Hrithik Roshan. I mean, come on, it happens. But yeah, what you are saying, it's there in the Hollywood as well, right? It's called the Clark Kent effect or the superhero effect or something like that. I don't know. Where you just wear glasses, or in Shah Rukh's case, he wears mustache in Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi and so on. But okay, I will add to this that what surprises me is that again the thumb comes into the picture here, okay? Because see, wearing glasses and putting on mustaches, it's not a unique identifier, not as much unique as having an additional thumb. Okay, so if like 10 years ago you remember your brother having it, and then suddenly one day some Indian guy walks into your house with additional thumbs and starts calling, you know, you bhaiya, and starts doing puja in your house for no reason, with your sister-in-law named Pooja, you have to be come on, like, please thoda to doubt kar lo. Like, till the last moment he does not realize that's his brother. That's just, come on. You have to be more vigilant than this, Shah Rukh Khan. Come on. I mean, anyone can impersonate your brother with a fake thumb and you'll just let him in. That's not the right way. But speaking of overused tropes, there is an underused thing in this movie, which personally I get offended a lot.
Okay.
And like, I've thought about this, and I mean, they underutilized Aloknath in that movie. Can you imagine?
That's true.
I mean, you could have had such great sanskar arguments between Aloknath and Amitabh Bachchan that makes up for a different kind of movie, but still a movie nonetheless.
That's not
But
a crossover Karan Johar imagined. So shame.
yeah, then like, what's the point of keeping Aloknath in the movie if you're not gonna let him talk about sanskar?
No, but Aloknath is the impetus to get Kajol and Shah Rukh married. And in the name of marriage, we'll take a break here because this free Zoom meeting is about to end. We'll catch you on the other side. Right. The segue master will segue into the next movie. That was enough about Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. I can't believe you talked so much about a movie that is 20 years old. Now we'll give you a chance to talk about another of your
It's not.
favorites.
It's
Kuch
not
Kuch Hota Hai.
20. It's not 20, is it? It's 17, right?
Facts don't matter as long as you have a crisp link, Vyom. Welcome to content, the business of content. Vyom, please continue.
So that's just how. It's quite ironic that that's how also KCG works. Facts don't matter as long as you have a crisp link, right? Because who cares about a thumb? I need to see a doctor about this thumb, and it's like I'm obsessing over it now. Uh, but the other day, I watched another movie with my mom called Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Now, this came in, I think, late 90s, 1997, if I'm not wrong. And to this day, I've not watched the entire movie till yesterday. Okay, so every time when you see me guessing on Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, it's only because I saw memes of it and I remember certain things. Like, for example, till yesterday, I did not know Tusi Na Jao is a real thing in Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Like
What
I
are
did
you
not know
saying?
what it was. Yes, I did not know that there is a kid who says Tusi Na Jao, and I always thought there's something else. I don't know. Anyway, so I got the fortune of watching this movie, and it was again an interesting ride because this is quite different from what like Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum is, right? That's a more of it centers around more familial drama and more around how patriarchy makes about Amitabh Bachchan's relationship more with his sons and so on. And like, uh, in fact, I saw this post as well that all the secondary relationships are not that well explored in that movie, which can also be done. Like, for example, Jaya Bachchan and Kajol, or Kajol and Hrithik, and things like that. Anyway, so कुछ कुछ होता है, to sum it up, it's basically a love triangle story, right? And to make it square, Salman Khan enters, and then we know what happens. Uh, so there is a legit scene in Kuch Kuch Hota Hai where Salman Khan, you know, they're in the summer camp and so on, and he has to drive Kajol back. And I'm just worried, like I don't know what happens at the end of this trip. I just hope Kajol does not go to jail.
Hold on. Right on that note, for everybody who's seen the movie, I think they're able to relate with you. But before you move on to any rant, I would like to
Oh shit!
request you to sum it
Spoiler
up.
alert.
Hold on. I would want you to sum it up. Like I would want you to give a nice Vyom style summary of the entire movie.
And before you do that, I'll check in with the lawyer. Is the matter still sub judice? Are we allowed to talk about Salman Khan's case incident?
We're
Sure,
not
why
talking
not?
about
As
Salman Khan's incident. We're talking about how his driver did things.
Yeah,
Okay,
please
we should not
continue
make
the
fun of
summary.
it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
sure.
But I would like to sum it up in two different ways. Okay, so uh, on its face value, it's a cute little story about how it's a love triangle, and you always love someone for only one time in your life, and how a kid tries to help his father find his love and so on. That's very nice. It's cute. On the other hand, it can be a really messed up story because the mom is legit controlling the kid from the grave. So it can turn really, really dark if they want it to be. You know. But okay, so right off the bat, we get to know that spoiler alert to anyone who's not watched the film, which is over 20 years old. But still, there may be people like me who have not yet watched it. It's on Netflix, you can go and watch it. But so right off the bat, we get to know that Rani Mukherjee, is about to die, and she delivers a baby girl, and she asks Shah Rukh Khan to name her Anjali. And this is where I find it a bit problematic because just what if, how kids are, how parents are. What if Shah Rukh Khan had refused to name his kid Anjali? Or what if the kid herself, just thought कि नहीं आज से मेरा नाम अंजलि है, आज से I'll be called Pooh or whatever. Like you can have kids,
Of all the names
which
in this
is
universe, you would only go back to the previous movie that you talked about, which is Pooh, which is fantastic.
yes, yes, I know, but like it's there in the back of my mind, no. So because Kareena Kapoor, great character of Pooh.
Right.
So
And you said, and I quote, you know how parents are. Is there something you want to talk about?
no, they do not intentionally give you tough names so that you cannot, legit write them when you are in KG or pronounce them properly when you are in KG. No, that does not happen in India. Because yeah, names are a very, very nice thing that parents do for you. But so like this falls flat right off the bat because every single letter Rani Mukherjee has written starts with Dear Anjali. What if Anjali was not named Anjali? That makes it really weird, right? You're reading, and then Anjali is like, who the hell is this Anjali? I don't even know her, right? Because my name is Pooh. मुझे Pooh क्यों नहीं बुला रही है लोग? Like my mother does not even know my name. What kind of a mother is she? A dead one, but that's not the point. Uh, anyway, yes, it can get dark. I told you, right? Uh, anyway,
Completely fine.
she also makes a really, really bold assumption, and this is again something which is quite bold actually on Rani Mukherjee's part, is that she leaves her 8 letters, one for each year of her birthday till she's 8 years old. And Rani Mukherjee boldly assumes that by the time she's 1 year old, her daughter would be able to read and would be able to understand her mother's stance and feelings about everything. Because वो मेरी बेटी है, वो स्मार्ट नहीं होगी तो क्या होगी? But yes, so I mean, Rani Mukherjee's assumptions about her daughters are, an interesting thing to explore in Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. A lot of people don't notice this right off the bat, but she's she's not even 8 when she gets her final letter, right? She gets it, I think, on the day of her 8th birthday. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I was 8 year old, if someone told me that, you just have to reunite your dad with his ex-girlfriend, I would probably either not understand it or totally freak it out, because that's not something 8 year olds are worried about. Especially not now. I mean, we have other things like PUBG to take care of. I mean, so on. This is this is trivial. Do not bother me for this kind of a thing. But so that happened, and then you
And
know
doesn't
Shahrukh Khan does.
Farida Jalal also appear in this film?
Yes, she again is mother of Shah Rukh Khan, um, and there's also Anupam Kher, who's father of Rani Mukherjee, and
Surprise,
is
surprise.
who is constantly trying to hit, I don't know why, Archana Puran Singh, um, whose name is Miss Briganza, and like both of them have this flirty thing going on in the movie. Which halfway through, when they do the time jump and everyone is like 10 years, 8 years ahead and whatever, is it's just Archana Puran Singh is just vanished from the script. Halfway through, it's like she's not needed anymore. We don't have Anupam Kher's character. Why keep Archana Puran Singh? And that's such a bad thing because again, unexplored secondary relationships. You could have had a, a separate agent there as well. The kid can go and help his grandfather, help her grandfather. Get back with her grandfather's old crush. That's another line of letters that we should explain explore, right? uh, but anyway, the one of the most funniest moments for me came, it's not actually a funny moment, but I just thought of it as as meme content, if I can say, or memeable content. And is when so the kid grows up, she's almost 8, and one day she has elocution competition in her school, and and she gets topic of ma as the topic, and she starts crying, which is quite legit. I mean, that happens. And then Shahrukh Khan goes up to the stage, gives a speech, hugs, and more tears and so on. But that's to say. But after this whole incident, when they come back home, Farida Jalal is actually the most shaken up, and she tells to Shahrukh that तुम फिर से शादी क्यों नहीं कर लेते? She's trying to show ristas to Shahrukh. And Shahrukh is trying to explain that you आप जीते भी एक बार है, मरते भी एक बार है, etc etc, प्यार भी एक बार होता है. So no, I would not get married. And then Farida Jalal is like, okay, I get you. I know where you're coming from. I understand. But what about your daughter? Like, she needs a mother. And then Shah Rukh Khan, quite nicely, he tries to cry in this scene as well. I think he cries. I don't know, but he says very very slowly that आप उसकी चिंता मत कीजिए, उसके पास ऐसी चीज है जो मेरे पास भी नहीं है. And this is a bit that cracks me up. He says उसके पास ऐसी चीज है जो मेरे पास भी नहीं है, उसकी माँ की चिट्ठियाँ. Okay, so speaking of letters, Rani Mukherjee gives probably Farida Jalal gives last letter to her granddaughter and tells her to get Shah Rukh and Kajol together again, and so on. And now, so this is where they do a whole summer camp thing where Kajol, after getting engaged, she goes to summer camp to help kids and so on. What is again surprising is that in the entire summer camp, uh, in I think it's in Shimla. Okay, so it is in a remote mountain region. In the entire summer camp, where from the dances and even from the group shots, we can see there are at least 50 to 60 kids. There are only 3 adults. There is Johnny Lever, there is Farida Jalal, and then there is Kajol. Okay, zero support staff. We don't even know what the kids do in summer camp because they are just there. They're just there as this huge supporting cast just so that Shah Rukh can go and woo Kajol. Which, by the way, after addition of Shah Rukh, number of adults is 4, not more than that, because you only need 4 people, one of whom is already old and is a dadi, to take care of 60 kids. Because I mean, Indian kids are obedient. They'll do whatever you tell them to do, right? Especially in camp in summer, they will do everything you tell them to do. So, but this is again something which is which my mom pointed out was quite funny. Is that when they when Shahrukh enters the summer camp, he goes to the gate, does not kick it, does not do anything. The gate just opens. Okay, it does not even say aloha mora. No, it does not happen. It just opens, and you can in the shot you can actually see strings at the end of the gate pulled. But that's more of a technical detail, so I'll let it go. But when this shit happened, my mom was like, ऐसा थोड़ी चलता है, कोई गार्ड नहीं, कुछ नहीं, बच्चों को कोई उठा के ले जाएगा तो क्या होगा? It's like, thanks mom for voicing your concern, but I don't think that matters because I mean, fuck the kids. It's about Shahrukh and Kajol. Nobody cares about the kids, right? They're just there for backup anyway. But yeah, there are no adults. There are no security guards, and worst of all things, you have Johnny Liver as in charge, who loves English people and has a Union Jack. There is also a very, I think it's one of the old British portraits which is there, and which is not from even 20th century, I'm pretty sure. And Johnny Liver calls her Mama. So I'm just thinking, dude, why is your mom Catherine of Braganza? Just why? I think it's the same portrait. Catherine of Braganza ka wo aise idhar there is a white colored thing and so on. Like, why are you calling her mother all the thing? But yes. So talking about Maki Chithiya, what else happens? Then enters.
Also, one thing before you move on. Bold assumption number whatever. I also feel what year was this being shot in?
97, 98.
Right. So back in the day, I'm sure India's expectancy rate was really, really low. So bold of her to sort of assume that her kid will go on to live for 8 years.
Oh, that's so you're saying Shahrukh would not give the kid polio vaccine or something like that?
I mean, he would if he were a nice son, according to K3G.
No, but the
but
story, the
you're
story
making
device is.
Shahrukh is rich in this movie, so he can afford vaccination. उसका export का business है चला. They can do anything.
Okay, fair enough.
He might have exported. He might have exported the kid and then got the kid vaccinated in some other country and then imported.
I think that should be the name of this podcast. This podcast should literally be called "They Can Do Anything."
They can.
I think the fact that Shah Rukh has an export business is more details than we get about the family business in K3G, because we know nothing about.
Yes, and they own a helicopter with their own monograms on it, and we still have no idea. Amitabh Bachchan says that's a nice machine. We should get 2 of those and so on. And I was like, why? Why do you want helicopters of all?
My only problem is, what monogram are you talking about? There's a monogram inscribed on that helicopter?
Yes. It's why. So from what I think, it's basically a Yasraj helicopter. If what I am thinking is, because the thing itself is a YR something on it. But yes, there is a logo on the helicopter, which is, I think, of their company or Amitabh Bachchan's personal logo, apparently, because he's Amitabh Bachchan, he can have that.
Right.
They're in Shimla, okay. I just thought of this, that there is a time at night time they're saying they're playing Dum Charades, and then Farzan Dastoor, who's I think was debut this movie, he's really cute little guy, and he goes and he does this I love you sequence and so on, and it suddenly starts raining, and then everyone goes inside, and Shahrukh and Kajol, they go to some I don't know, there is another place or where they are getting shelter, and they are standing there, and then out of nowhere Shahrukh like does the piano keys gesture, at which time, there is also piano music playing. Like it's like Shahrukh is playing piano in air, and Kajol is like, we cannot dance. There is no music and so on. And I was just thinking, if this was legit happening inside their head, इन लोगों ने क्या फूका होगा कि हवा में पियानो म्यूजिक बज रहा है इनका, right? Because you are in Shimla, come on, you want to try something there, right? But I think and the thing is both Kajol and Shahrukh are hearing this
It
air
does
piano
add up.
music. It's something.
Yeah.
It does,
It
right?
adds
I
up.
mean,
Yeah, it does add up. Yeah.
what else do you need in a summer camp? Irresponsible adults around kids.
Lawyer check. What is the statute of limitations for consumption of illegal drugs?
I do not know.
I'd rather not say that. I think I have family watching this. I am going to skip that part completely.
No, I just asked you for a legal technical answer.
No, I'm not supposed to know that for any sort of reason, be it professional or person. I can't know this. Why do I have clients asking me for these things? No, I cannot be able to. Sorry.
It's okay, Jalaj. We know you went to law school. It's okay.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me that I did. Almost forgot about it. Sounds like a sentence.
But yeah, so that happened. And at the end of that sequence, Salman Khan enters the scene and drives Kajol away. I do not know if we are supposed to talk about people's driving skills, so let's skip that part because I'm not sure about that sequence. But yes, and then at the end, somehow they do get married, Shahrukh and Kajol. There is also cute callback to DDLJ because similar thing happens. Kajol is in train and Shahrukh is again running after her
Right.
in this movie. And I was just like, you should have learned from the past thing, man. Come on, you just get on the train from the other entrance and then just go and walk. Like, why do you always have to run behind the train? You can run inside the train, right? I mean, of all the things in this huge Karan Johar Yash Raj cinematic universe, right? The protagonist should be able to exchange hits. After all, they all have common names, so it should not be that tough, right? Rahul of DDLJ to sorry Raj of DDLJ to Rahul of Kuch Kuch Hota Hai and so on.
And I am coining this term right here, right now. You heard it here first, with petition exclusive. The Karan Johar extended universe is hereafter to be called the MCU, the Melodramatic Cinematic Universe. Please continue.
What?
Yeah, I think the title is a bit melodramatic, to be honest, Park, but I it lives up to its name, is what I will say, right?
Right.
But
I have some
Kuch
interesting
Kuch Hota Hai.
about Jugal Hansraj and his role in the MCU.
Yes, so Jugal Hansraj is a very integral part of MCU. I know it because um, I like if a lot of people remember, Jugal Hansraj is the guy apart from Uday Chopra and Simi Shergill in Mohabbat Hai, right? And a lot of people have watched Mohabbat Hai, and like that would be a more recognizable face. But he started as a child actor. Worked his first movie was with Nasruddin Shah and Shabana Azmi and so on. Again, it's there on Netflix. Um, but yeah, when I was watching all these movies, you in the credits they always said special thanks to Jugal Hansraj, and in a lot of these movies he does not even appear. Like in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, there is only one scene where he plays Hrithik Roshan's friend. But it's not something that would give you a separate credit in the credits roll, right?
Right.
But I later found out that he's the one who composed the Kuch Kuch Hota Hai theme music, which later went on to become Dharma Productions, you know, music which plays when Dharma Production logo is shown on the screen in theaters. So in a way, he like
Wow.
he, yes. So now they do have to thank him in every single movie, because without him, they would not have a background music for the logo and so on. So I was like, that's a very sneaky move from Jugal Hansraj, right? Because I mean, the guy does not have a lot of film credits, but he ends up composing a score which then becomes it's quite iconic music as well, right? Everyone remembers that tune and so on.
It's quite
So
iconic.
that like
Yeah. Even people who haven't watched the movie, just like yourself a week ago, would still remember
yes,
that you.
yes, I would definitely. I would not know if it's Jugal Hansraj, but I would definitely remember that Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, a movie that I had not seen a week ago. So yes, that is Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Funny things also happen. Very creepy funny things happen. Is when first time Shah Rukh and Salman they meet, and what happens is that they both are being called by their respective Anjali. So Salman by Kajol and Shah Rukh by his kid, and they exchange the telephone booths, and some misunderstanding happens, and they cut the call, and then they realize, oh, it's like अच्छा तुम्हारी Anjali, Anjali, and so on. But then, like, they should have stopped there, but for some reason, Salman Khan goes ahead and is like, मैं शरत लगाता हूँ, मेरी अंजलि तुम्हारी अंजलि से ज्यादा beautiful है. There was no need of that conversation, dude. Why are you comparing things when you are supposed to call her back? You're not supposed to do that. And then Shahrukh is like, nahi, 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 nahi. Because even he cannot let go, right? I mean, like, अब ego hurt हो गया मेरा. Like, it cannot happen that your Anjali is more beautiful than my Anjali. That's not gonna happen. And so Shahrukh is like, no, 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 mine is more beautiful. And Salma is like, nahi, 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 meri wali beautiful. And then like on the second time, Shahrukh is like, my Anjali is my 8-year-old daughter. And Salman gives this thing, oh, फिर तो तुम्हारी वाली बहुत खूबसूरत. And I think that's a very very creepy pedophilic line because he just said just because you have an 8-year-old daughter, she's more beautiful. And like what? What?
This is not going through. I mean, there were a lot of politically incorrect things. It's just because you are the millennial that I talked about, and your book now doesn't really suit that time. I think all of this was cool back in the day. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not, but that's the thing. These movies have not aged well. I mean, we've not talked about Shava Shava in K3G as well, which is
why
a
not?
huge.
It's a great
Uh,
song. Okay, I am going to
it
defend
is.
Shava Shava until this video call ends.
Another great tidbit about K3G credits is that K3G also has Jugal Hansraj thank you credit, right? But it also has a guest composer.
Who
What
is
does
that?
that
Please?
even mean?
Yeah, I don't know what it means. It's probably some people who come to your house and then start composing music. But it's I do not know what a either that person is a composer or it's not a composer. What do you mean by a guest composer? He's just composer when that person visits someone's house. I don't know. Anyway, so the guest composer is for Chava Chava actually. It's Adesh Srivastava, who later yes.
Oh, oh,
But
oh.
that's a legit separate credit of guest composer apart from Jatin Lalit for him in that movie,
Have you
which
seen
is
any
something.
other movie? Have you seen any other movie where this guest composer sort of thingy moves in?
So far, I've not come up. But
Interesting.
like the thing with Kuch Kuch Hota Hai is that I do not actually remember if they had a composing credit and so on. But no, generally I've not seen this. So yes, but Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, K3G, that's a lot of K movies. I also ended up watching Kal Ho Na Ho. Um, Again, a great Shah Rukh Khan tearjerker. But but I think Kal Ho Na Ho was a more compared to the K3G, it was a more nuanced take on familial ties and so on.
Yeah, also because it was shot in the States, right? Like you can't go out there and do these things because, oh my God.
what's funny is that in Kal Ho Na Ho, Saif Ali Khan's character is Gujarati, and his parents are legit Gujarati actors, right? Satisha and Ketki Dave, and they come up with this DUJJU
Yes,
song
yes. This is
where
my
Best.
favorite thing in the entire universe.
right, and those it was not that the GUJJU was just put there like the full form of GUJ. It's I think Gantia, Urdu, and things like that, right? They are legit like it's not like they just put random Gujarati shit there. They put the most Gujarati shit in the GUJJU, which is like they legit thought, okay, Gujarat. What comes to your mind first? No. What is the most popular thing in Gujarat? Okay, Gathia. Let's put that, and they like thought about it and so on. Uh, but yeah, even that movie and Kuch Kuch Hota Hai has an enthusiastic Sardarji character common. Because like when Shahruk's daughter's elocution competition is happening, that there is a Punjabi couple sitting in the back, and the guy just goes, "ये मेरी बेटी है, और ये तो first आने वाली है," and then Shahrukh very politely is like, "मेरी बेटी भी खेल रही है." It's like कोई बात नहीं, second place के लिए भी तो जगह होती है. Like such confidence in your kids is you know amazing. And then the same guy also appears for Preeti Zinta's Rishta in Kal Ho Na Ho, and with the same level of enthusiasm, he introduces everyone in his family, and he even eats laddus and so on. So yeah,
The important question is, which I forgot to ask, did Anjali Junior manage to win the elocution competition?
no, she did not. Right? We will never know.
Oh, we are.
I guess
There's no clarification.
that's just one of the mysteries of MCU that will never be. Okay. Um, I would like to believe that she loses and learns an important lesson in life, that you should never cry on stage unless you are particularly directed to cry on stage.
Crying on
Um,
stage clearly takes me back to Mujhe Maaf Karna Om Sai Ram. That's all I can think of when somebody mentions crying on stage. No scene is ever going to trump that scene. I don't even remember. Was it BV number one or Jodi number one?
I it is from number one series. Even I don't remember.
Some
There are
number
so
one.
many
Yeah.
there
I
are so many number ones that even that Punjabi uncle would be feeling sad. That मेरी बेटी इनमें से एक नहीं है.
Unlike
But
most,
yes,
unlike most quizzes, I am the one googling the answer here.
Oh,
but
This is BV number one, and Alka Yagnik is the singer.
right.
yes. So also another unfair treatment thing which happens in K3G is that the song Bole Chudiya, which is I think in those times there was this trend of each actor and actress having their own background voices when they are doing singing. For example, Shah Rukh Khan had unique voice of Udit Narayan attached. Like Udit Narayan used to
Right.
sing for most of his, or Kumar Sanu and so on. And then if there is Hrithik Roshan also in the song, then it would be someone else who's singing Hrithik's part. So in Bole Chudiya, that is Sonu Nigam, right? So you would have
Right.
two distinct voices, and like if there are more number of people, you will have more people and so on, more background singers as well. So what happens is Bole Chudiya is that there is Shahrukh, there is Hrithik, each of them have a unique singer attached to them. There's Kajol, there's Kareena, they have their own singers as well. And then there is in the last part where Amitabh Bachchan enters. So this is basically Hrithik fantasizing about his family reuniting again and dancing together. Okay.
When you said singers attached to them, I heard Ritik fantasizing about his finger attached to them, and I was like, "What? Why are you making a full comeback here?"
No, the thumb will not return unless
It's a
something else
thumb, right?
comes up. Yeah. But anyway, so Amitabh Bachchan and Jaya Bachchan they enter as well, and they also have a singing part. What's quite sad is that Amitabh Bachchan has a guy singing for him, but whenever Jaya Bachchan sings, she's in the female chorus. So I just feel like why would you not give Jaya Bachchan a unique singer voice for herself? Why? Because like
Yeah,
moms
and then
sacrifice.
Amitabh. It's okay. I think I can excuse Amitabh Bachchan for all of that because later on he went ahead and did his bit in Pink for empowerment. So that is fine. I think we can sort of cancel that out. On that note, uh, I think it's been great having you here, Vyom. I am so excited. I can't wait. We can't wait for this to go up. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again.
Thank you.
And to all of our listeners, thank you so much for the love that you've been pouring. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are now on YouTube, so check us out if you are on any other platform. See you guys, all of you. On my
Thank
count,
you.
one, we say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Bye.